So yeah, I'm pretty happy with all of those. I think they all make a lot of sense,
Hmm.
realistically.
And just going back, sorry, to your point regarding the misfortune, there is
Mm.
a lot of work that Mama could do here to shut down UFO in these fights.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Misfortune is the ADC that gets shut down the hardest by
Hmm.
Braum, I feel. Well, if not the hardest, one of the hardest by Braum.
Yeah.
And it's definitely going to be difficult for her to do much unless she gets ahead. But then again, if Hufo does get ahead, then suddenly that bullet hell, and it will be like playing bullet hell games with that Misfortune. So yeah, it's very interesting in this early game. Will there be a focus on the bot lane like there was last game for Regem, and will, unlike last game, Hufo ends up with those kills?
But this is the thing, though. With this game, you have Sammy on a carry jungler like the Xin Zhao, so even if the kills are falling into Sammy's pockets this game, it is still fine.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Definitely, Jin Zhao is a scary prospect. Went ahead, that wind becomes lightning is always the
Hmm.
scariest thing when you see it poking out
And we're going to see
and
a
you just
late
get
invade
covered
from
on.
Invul here. Going on to the red buff. There's no vision from Regem to spot this one out.
Yeah.
And Falio does get the vision onto the blue buff. So they have full knowledge of where Sammy is starting this clear.
Hmm. Like I thought, Loftition taking a decent amount of damage early.
Does have the time warp tonic though.
Yeah.
So able to sustain up quite effectively with those health potions.
That Prestige Edition Misfortune skin with the Hufo looking radiant there, I think.
Bit of a trade going on in the mid lane. Loftition winning out very hard here. The help picks combined with
Yeah.
the Glitter Lance. A lot of damage coming through in the early game.
It is that Doran's Ring as well, though,
It
that
is, yeah.
gives just that additional amount of AP, which really does help. I think a lot of people don't
It's like
quite
15,
realize.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a decent amount, particularly in these early levels.
Especially playing
Really
into a
nice.
support like a Lulu, who will have naturally pretty high base numbers.
Yeah, sure. You see an early invade by Sammy, though.
Yeah, that's more counteracting the fact that Johnsony did start on the red buff of Sammy. Looking for a gank into the bot lane, but Blapper going to get himself out alive.
Yeah. So, the junglers will not be interacting with each other for a decent while. It looks like both are playing very much opposite sides of the map right now.
Yeah, the
Which I think
jungler's
is,
handshaking this one, I guess.
yeah, definitely think it's the right decision for both. Both are very good in the early game, realistically. I think Jin Zhao probably better, but I don't know, with Viego, he's just so strong.
Well,
So I
and
would
both
never want
junglers
to
would
face-
snowball very, very hard
Yeah.
if one was to get a lead over the other.
For sure.
Raptor Steel gonna come through here from Sammy. So
Yeah.
gonna put himself, I believe, one camp up. Although I think Johnsony left one of the little raptors alive in Sammy's jungle.
I do believe so, yes. And it's very difficult to say who's winning this early game right now. It's so very even. I'm 3-4 CS max CS difference in any lane right now. So it's all very close currently. Mama is looking to come up to Veronica, but spotted on that pink ward.
Will grab himself 30 gold for the back pocket though. Never
Yep.
terrible as a support. Pushes you a little bit closer to getting some kind of items. Gonna be rewarded, but Johnsony now with Mama to clear that one out.
Yeah. Interesting that Loftition backed just to grab the corrupting potion.
Big trade from Falio onto Mario Vlad, but the stun comes through from the Kennen. Gonna trade back a little bit. Not gonna pop Skarl away though, and trading as well in the mid lane.
Now Now, dragon is spawning, and it's an ocean dragon as the first
Resets
dragon.
coming through from
Very-
both Veronica and Sammy, though. Veronica going to get the reset cancelled by Loftician. And we see pings coming down on this dragon. Johnson clearly wanting to go for it, having seen the Xin... I don't know if they know that the Xin just backed, but Johnson clearly wanting this early Drake.
will
And that
not be seen
trading
by
from the
control
Lulu.
board.
That's so much damage from the Glitter Lance.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. And it looks like this is going to be an uncontested, very, very early dragon.
Yeah, Sammy
Sammy
in no position to contest this.
No.
Gonna look to try and move over. Mr. Blaffer might get caught up by the Winter's Bite. Gonna dodge away. Dragons are going to be secured. The final spark even coming down. The fight is going to start though now onto Mama. The shield is up. The teleport's coming through. First blood falls to the Hufo this time. And Sammy is now being slowed up. Valio does not have the charge available. Mario Vlad now in the area as well. It's going to be 1-0. The fight going in the favor of Regem. Veronica going to have to be a little bit careful though. 4 members of Invul moving back towards the mid lane.
And the most important thing for Regem is that kill. It went on to Misfortune. It went on to the Hufo. And that is a big, big difference compared to last game.
Yeah.
Obviously, an Ocean Dragon is so useful.
Well, Hellman going to get caught up by the dredge line. Hex flash forward from Blaffer. Ignite going to come down, but the cleanse is enough to get Hellman to safety.
And yeah, I think overall, would you take First Blood or an Ocean Dragon?
Yes.
Who do you think comes
Well,
out
For
better in
now,
that?
yes. If Regem are not able to contest the next 2 dragons, then no.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, and it's Sammy caught out completely in the bot side river. This is going to be donated over to Hellman. And you cannot be there when your mid laner is shoved under his turret and your bot lane is not there, Sammy.
Yep, I was completely wrong about Lulu. Apparently Lulu can shove into a Lux. I did not think he would, but there you go.
And Johnson now looking onto Veronica. Flash is available for the Lux, and that didn't connect.
Not
The
quite.
Spectral Maul looked like it was landing square in the face of Veronica there.
It's a very small hitbox. It is a very small hitbox to land, and when you're a Lux, you are a small hitbox yourself. So it's not like a Morgana Dark Binding. It's one of those that you do have to make sure it is landing square in the face. For sure.
Oh, the Hufo getting chunked out in the bot lane by Hellman meanwhile. That rend damage really going to start to stack up here. Hellman and Mama looking potentially for a fight, but Sammy is on the way. Regem, we're going to hook in Mama and Invul are going to engage. Hellman dashing forward onto the Hufo, actually. Taking very low flash forward from Hellman. He's not going to be able to find the kill. Mama flashing away just to get himself out, but Veronica is here. Mama's going to go down. Blaffer picks up that one. 2 for 0 in the bot lane for Regem.
Yeah, really good roam by Veronica and good gank by Sammy there.
But meanwhile, in the top lane, it's going to be a Rift Herald started up for Invul.
Yeah, a Rift Herald with a Kled is really nice as well. It means Kled can drop that top lane potentially and then roam to mid lane, or roam to mid lane first, drop it mid lane. There's a lot of options with the mobility.
It's actually going to be given over to Johnson though.
Oh, it's fair enough.
So,
Now,
8.5 minutes in, we've only actually seen 1 plate fall across all 6 towers. That plate being in the bot lane in the favor of Regem.
yeah. I mean, it's always good to try and get those early turret platings, but at the same time, it is obviously more difficult to get them because you don't have that AD. You do not have the ability to chunk those turrets particularly quickly. Now, Hellman and Mama are both roaming up towards the mid lane, caught on a pink wall though, so they'll probably just need to roam back down.
Yeah, I think they're just looking around for vision, which with the dragon coming up in a minute and a half, definitely not terrible. Always nice to start your objective setup early, forcing the enemy team to walk into darkness.
There's not a massive CS lead either way for anyone apart from Veronica.
I was about to say, are you sure about that? Have you seen the mid lane CS totals?
Yeah. I was getting to it. Don't worry, don't worry. But even so, it's not a massive difference. It's currently standing at 13. We'll go down to about 10 once Loftician finishes.
But once again, it's Invul with full positioning on this dragon. We see Sammy resetting.
Yeah.
He will make
Sammy
it back
has
out onto the map in time, but...
Yeah, 40 seconds until Dragon, and currently the vision is very heavily in favor for Invul over this Dragon pit.
I have to say, Regem, topside vision, really looking good right now.
Definitely.
However, there's no objective really to fight over there.
Yeah, and like you said, the top lane is an island. There has been very little action there. So...
What can I say, man? Just Prophet Enix or what?
Yeah. Yeah. But as we look closer at this Dragon, it's 10 seconds till it spawns. Sammy is in the bot lane, ready to go. Mama getting chunked.
Rift Herald is available as well for Johnsony, so he could look to put that in one of the lanes just to generate pressure and distract attention away from the Drake. Neither top laner actually has their TP available either. Bufo, though, getting engaged on teleport, going to come through from the mid laners. It is Veronica and Loftish. Fate's Call comes through to send Mama in, and the shield is placed. The wall, the wild growth, and the laser. Loftish getting flashed on now as well. Not going to quite fall down to the Xin Zhao, though. And Regem winning these fights barely, by only really 1 or 2 kills falling either way in these fights. But Regem
is
with the advantage.
Coming down, by the way, with charge.
Yeah, but Mario Vlad now has his teleport.
Yeah.
Oh, and the charge is going to be
does come.
channeled. On to Mr. Blaffer. The teleport, I believe, is through from Mario Vlad joining this fight. Falio in no man's land on his own. And the Slicing Maelstrom goes down, only catching onto Loftish, and Veronica finding that kill. Falio surviving for so long, but is going to fall in the end. And can Jonsny find the steal? Doesn't look like he does find the steal. Dragon picked up by Jonsny, but is the fight going to be successful at all? No.
Ooh.
Double kill for the Misfortune. 4 for 0. But the Dragon goes over to Invul.
I mean, 5 kills on this Misfortune now. That is a really scary prospect. You have 2 dragons involved, but what did it cost? What has it cost there? And I mean, that is... I'm surprised that Invul did want to continue that fight for so long. Realistically, they knew Mario had his TP, or I'm pretty sure they would know. So it did kind of surprise me that Falio came down and charged, and unfortunately the charge went onto the Nautilus. It didn't go into any of the carries, anyone that they could have started to really abuse the stun on. And that's really, I think, where the team fight kind of collapsed.
At least they got the Drake, though. It doesn't redeem the severity of the loss in the fight, but at least they got something for it. Rift Herald, where did the Rift Herald get spawned, or did it just time out?
I think it must have timed out, potentially.
Because I didn't see it get spawned. No Slicing Maelstrom available for Mario Vlad, so this could be pretty open and shut here in the top lane. Who is the kill going to get donated to? It is Falio. Johnsony going to become Kennen.
So, a decent amount of turret placings have been taken in that bot lane as well. 3 turret placings for the bot lane of Hoofer.
Yeah, a lot of gold on Hoofer right now. 6,350 for that Misfortune.
Absolutely brutal. Yeah.
But there is a lot of ease of backline access for this Invul lineup. They do have the charge, and they could have Jonsny coming in on a flank. We are going to see a potential fight in this top lane, though. Veronica and Sammy are here to take on Jonsny and Falio. The bullet time is channeled in the bot lane. Not going to be able to pick either up. The light binding connects. The final spark going to come through. Falio going to get knocked away by the Crescent Sweep. Jonsny going to find the stun. And both members of Invul going to be able to walk themselves away.
Yeah. So 14 minutes just past. The turret placings are all down. The Hufo probably trying to look for the first turret here.
Yeah, you would imagine so. Very strong on this Misfortune right now.
Yeah. And Misfortune is pretty good at taking turrets realistically. And there we go. First turret goes solo gold onto the Misfortune as well.
And this Misfortune that was already the clear gold leader in the game is now even further ahead.
Yeah. I mean, that is a 4k gold
a teleport coming through onto Veronica from Falio. The charge is available and could look to shut the Lux down here. And they are going to go forward. The help picks onto Falio. And Veronica's going to get annihilated under the turret. Sammy and Blaffer are here. Kled going to get knocked down off of Skarlan. Is going to fall over to Sammy. Mama and Jonsony now here as well, though. But Mario Vlad in the area. Heartbreaker over the wall. Going to get Jonsony away to safety. 1 for 1 in the top side. Top laner for mid laner. The trade.
Yeah. But Sammy and Blaffer are now going for the Rift Herald here. And I think it's going to be very difficult for Invul to contest this. And Mama just goes to the Scrying Ward. Scrying Plant, sorry. They know they're going to leave it.
Yeah. But I'm interested as to where this Regem have woken up from. We did not see anything close to this Regem in game.
No, but I'm really happy to see just a genuine competition here. They are really trying to show that to Invul, to everyone else in the league, this is what we do.
Yeah, they're taking the game.
Proactive.
They're taking the game to Invul, definitely. And something that I don't think we mentioned, but Regem have only played the full 3-game series so far. They've not gone down in a 0-2 or taken a 2-0 yet.
Wow. I mean, it definitely showing that they want to keep that up. They do not want to be 2-0'd at all. And really showing it this game. 9-3 so far. A very good performance in this early game as we kind of progress through towards the mid-game.
Yeah, Loftician maybe going to answer back with a tower in this top lane. Going to look to close that gold gap a little bit here for him.
Yeah. 10 seconds until Dragon spawns.
Teleport is available for the Lulu.
So Cloud Dragon is about to spawn, and it looks like Invul aren't really going to play too much around it.
Don't know if they have the power to fight this, honestly.
Yeah,
they might look for the inner tower in the top side, though.
Yeah. I think that's a good decision for now. They know that they are behind right now.
I don't think it's a bad trade.
Yeah. As we mentioned before,
especially with the increased gold that has been adjusted on the side lane inner towers now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think we talked about it in game 1, but the power that turrets give in their vision is a huge, huge part of why they're so important to take away. Not just global gold, like you mentioned, but the lack of vision and the lack of safe routes through the rift is so important to take away. And that's why, for instance, the mid outer turret is considered one of the most important turrets to get, as it opens up that mid part of the rift very, very much for your team.
But Invul not able to secure that tower, so just really losing the dragon for a little bit of pressure, a little bit of turret damage.
Yeah. The gold lead is still standing at around that 4k mark, so it's gone down slightly, but it's still definitely in the favor of Regem right now.
But as an Invul fan, that is what you want to be seeing. You don't want to see that gold lead extend. Sure, you'd rather see it constrict. But the later the game goes, as the old quote says, the lesser gold lead matters.
Yeah, that's true. And it looks like Rift Herald will be placed by Sammy in this top lane. Possibly looking to get 2 charges out of it.
Could definitely be able to.
Yeah,
it's only Jonsony in the top lane to defend this Herald right now. The rest of Invul in the mid lane looking to potentially secure this turret, but I don't think they're going to be able to take it down from that HP threshold, especially if the bullet time is going to be thrown down.
Yeah, lots of damage there coming out.
Ooh, and Jonsony denying the second charge.
Valio looking onto Veronica.
He has a lot of damage onto Veronica. Jonsony going forward as well. The final spark comes through, and it's going to be 1 for 1 straight away. The slicing maelstrom comes through. Valio flashing over the wall, going to get himself stunned and picked up by the cannon. Hufo flashing onto Helman. The cleanse comes through, and Helman is just trying to hop away. Fate's Call comes out, and that's going to keep Mama alive as well, but it's 2 for 1 so far. Loftician pushing in this bot side, but Invul going to give up the mid inner tower.
Interesting, Loftician did have TP, but I don't think really had any way of getting into the fight safely, and so decided to hold the TP. Hold the teleport there.
Baron is spawning up in about 30 seconds, and this is something that maybe Regem can look to threaten.
Yeah. But then again, a very early Baron could spell disaster if they don't get it right. I think they have to look for a fight before they can risk the Baron.
100%.
if this gold lead does stretch a little bit further, then perhaps they can just force the Baron. But right now, this Misfortune, even though she's strong, can still be taken very, very quickly by the Viego declared. You know, so I say it's currently too much of a risk for an early Baron, as it has now just spawned.
Yeah. Where is the next fight in this game going to be then?
Honestly, I think it will be Dragon. I don't think there'll be anything really in towards Baron within the next minute and a half. I think it's securing. I think for Regem, it's securing these Barons on spawn and not allowing Invul a sniff.
You mean the dragons, right?
So yeah, the dragons on spawn. My bad. You know, not allowing Invul a sniff at these dragons. Whereas for Invul, it's perhaps trying to go for kind of a steal potentially, or looking for a fight beforehand, like a skirmish.
Hellman could be in trouble.
Sammy
Sammy and Hufo. He's going to get himself out towards the bot side river.
Yeah.
And I really like what Regem are doing right now. They've cleared out almost all of the vision. Obviously, Invul have that ward on the Baron that Regem don't know about, so Invul know this is happening right now.
Yeah. It is going to be taken now.
Is going to now be cleared out, yeah. So, but I like this from Regem because they kept moving into mid lane, threatening Invul off the wave, and then moving back into darkness, forcing Invul to come and face check.
Baron is now down to quite low health.
Falio teleporting in, going to force Regem to peel away, and the TP going to come in from Mario Vlad as well. The Slashing Maelstrom is available, and it's going to connect onto 2. The bullet time coming through as well. But the Braum actually blocking a lot of the damage. Fate's Call going to enable Marma to get out alive, and it's no deaths on either side.
Yeah. And 4 ultimates for 3, I believe there.
Yeah.
I think a couple more summoner spells, though. I think Hellman had to flash.
That's the only summoner spell burned alongside Falio's teleport.
Yeah.
Whereas we saw the flash out of Sammy and the teleport out of Mario Vlad.
But this is actually really good play by Regem. Instantly going towards the dragon, taking that 2 Cloud Souls. Cloud Dragons. Excuse me.
But now the positions are reversed, and it's Invul with all the topside vision and all the topside pressure.
Yeah. I do want to say that 2 Cloud Dragons is really strong when you've got Misfortune and Lux, particularly. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of rainbows coming out from the Lux, particularly, and a lot of bullets from the Hufo.
Yeah, definitely going to be great for them to have this lower cooldown. Lux going to be able to use that ultimate almost for wave clearance.
Yeah, particularly when it gets... yeah, Veronica's level 13, so that level 2 Final Spark. I think the cooldown, particularly with the Cloud Dragon, will be something like 30 seconds, perhaps even less at this point. It is ridiculously low and can basically be just treated, like you said, as wave clear, just like a normal ability.
Or even as a poke tool.
Yeah, it really can. Veronica finds Loftish on that Scryer's ward.
When Hufo going to look onto Hellman, not going to be able to connect any damage, but definitely feeling very confident and very strong on this Misfortune.
Yeah. So, as Regem, what do you want to be doing now? And as Invul, what do you want to be doing to regain some of your losses?
You need to force Invul to fight you as Regem, I think.
Yeah.
Because like you're so strong at this point. You're so unbelievably strong. That I don't think there's really any way, unless someone severely misplays, that Invul win a 5v5 right now. I think as Invul, you want to be looking for picks on inside lanes. You want to be looking for cross maps, like cross map plays. If Regem look for an objective, you want to go take an objective somewhere else. Or you just want this. You just want farming with no action.
Yeah, I was just going to come to that conclusion because realistically, Regem have okay scaling, but they actually are probably at the strongest point they will be for the rest of this game.
I agree.
Whereas you've got a Kalista and Viego.
Yeah, and a Kled.
2 supports. Yeah, and a Kled as well, who will all scale much better the later this game goes on. And when we're starting to talk about if this game gets to 35 minutes,
Yeah.
then the misfortune becomes less useful compared to the mobility and overall stacking pressure that a Kalista can bring, for instance.
Mm.
So right now, the Hufo is very, very scary. As the game goes on, this lead will start to naturally decrease.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Regem can push this lead, because obviously we saw in game 1, Invul got a lead, they ran with it, and the game was over. Right?
Yeah.
Like, the game was just done when Invul got themselves into that driving seat, but
At
Regem,
this point, in fact.
yeah, Regem not really seeming to be able to find the same level of level of aggression, really, that Invul were able to use to their advantage.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, there's still 7 kills up and a decent amount of gold up as well.
Mario Vlad with no teleport here. Invul could be looking for a pick onto Sammy or the Hufo, and it's Sammy that's going to be the one that's caught, charging forward with that bear trap on a rope, and all of the Invul members are coming out of the bushes. Sammy forced under a tower, and now it's actually Marma that's going to get dove on and taken out. The Glacial Fissure not enough to keep him alive. Final Spark coming across, not actually rattling through that much damage.
I think it's more the fact that it's the Liandry's Torment with, Liandry's Anguish, as it's now called, with the Zhonya's. So a much more defensive setup on the Lux, meaning less outright damage coming in at this point in time. So, Dragon, 45 seconds till spawn, and it looks like Regem are going to try and pressure the Baron at this point.
Yeah, starting up. Invul, once again, know this is going on. They do have a control ward in the pit, so they are very much aware. Veronica going to look to play keep away.
Yeah.
Misses the light binding onto Johnsony, but is going to keep...
Is going to be caught out by Hellman.
Can Johnsony find a steal here? It would be pretty big. It's not going to be stolen away. Sammy does secure the Baron. Now the team fight ensues. Meanwhile, Falio in the bot side, going to pick up 1 tower. Can he pick up any more? Final Spark going to find Marma. 2 for 0, plus the Baron for Regem. But the recalls are going to be forced by the Kled and the pressure that he is able to exert.
Yeah.
Now, are Hellman and Falio going to look for this dragon, or are they just going to let it go down? With the teleport coming through from Veronica, I would imagine they would just let this dragon fall. Maybe able to find a pick onto Mario Vlad, but no, they're just going to channel those recalls, get themselves away, keep themselves safe, and not lose the game.
Gets caught here. This could be very difficult for him.
Doesn't look like Mario Vlad's going to check. Yeah, does manage to complete that back.
And 3 Cloud Dragons are decent. It's now, what, 6.5? 7k gold lead right now for Regem. Like you said, they are now accelerating their lead a little bit. The Baron is going to, hopefully for them, bring quite a few turrets down. They're going to try and push through. What can Invul really do? They did manage to waste a decent amount of time, about 6-7 minutes, where very little action did happen, which has meant that they are not quite as far behind as the game is kind of suggesting.
I think as Invul right now, you almost want Regem to get Soul, because then Elder's on the menu. And if you can take a fight around Elder and secure the dragon, Johnsony manages to find the steal, then it's anyone's game. All gold leads are wiped off of the table.
Definitely. But this is going to be
could be a big fight though. Falio is behind Regem, so we could see a big engage here. There is a teleport for Mario Vlad, but when are Invul going to pull the trigger? Are they going to pull it?
I don't mind that they haven't actually. An inhib, it's obviously good to take an inhib, but at the same time, it does just mean potentially more gold for Invul with those super minions. If not too many other things are taken, like the Nexus, before.
There are only about 40 seconds left on this Baron, so Regem getting their final Baron push in.
Yeah,
and here's going to come the charge. Veronica's going to be the one that gets engaged, and Wild Growth down onto Falio, and the bullet time is blocked off by Marma. Glacial Fissure's big, but the Slicing Maelstrom is bigger. Final Spark, not going to find Hellman, but will take Marma out of the fight. Going to be an inhibitor picked up here, at least. for Regem. Potentially more. They could look to push forward onto these Nexus turrets. It is 5
Baron is
versus
still up
3
now.
for Regem. Baron dropping off
This
at
is
about
game.
5 seconds. This could well be game unless Invul can
think this
start
is game.
finding some kills. Valio going to throw himself in. Sterak's popped. Skarl has dismounted. And yeah, this is just going to be game. The series equaling up at 1-1. No one
10.
going to drop for Regem. And yeah, wow.
That was not what anyone was thinking about